I became a believer, and at that time, Ted was not a believer.
We had a great marriage, have had and still continue to have. But the fact that we were so far apart.
The more and the stronger I got, the more we saw the difference between our beliefs, and that became hard.
I thought this can't be true. The words, the Bible itself.
I started a group, and we started to pray for our husbands and do Bible studies, and we prayed and did studies together. And in that group, 3 of our husbands became believers.
We were all of a sudden back together on everything. We could engage the world together like that. Just do life with purpose and with some hope.
That has been an amazing journey. A new one that God has prepared ahead of time for me, I'm sure, and for our family, and has brought us to today, where I have breast cancer, and which I don't say that very often. So
it can't be this, it can't be that, it can't be this. But so they must be, they'll go in and they'll just say, well, no, I guess it wasn't.
I don't say that I have breast cancer very easily.
First it was this, well, maybe a lumpectomy, and then it was, well, maybe a lumpectomy and radiation, and oh yeah, it is DCIS, so maybe it's this big, so maybe we'll go and take a look at it when we're at Mayo with Sam. We were down there, so we scheduled another appointment.
It was one that was very treatable, that it was still in the ducts, and that it would need either a lumpectomy or a mastectomy, and that then it would be fine. And so I went forward with a mastectomy because it was a rather large area.
The nurse communicator calls and says, well, it was bigger than we thought, and we found an area of invasive,
which put it over into the chemo zone. And so that was another step that I wasn't prepared for.
That was right in the middle when I was writing. I was going through, and I've been writing a blog, kind of a journal that I've been posting on Facebook based on John Piper's Don't Waste Your Cancer. And wrestling through the whole thing of what the gift, if it's a gift or not, and how to look at it and in the light of God's sovereignty and all of that, that there's really no other way to look at it.
What comes into our life is filtered through God's loving fingers. And so if it's filtered through his fingers, he's only going to allow what's best for us, even though it doesn't feel that way.
If every breath, if every move we make from before the beginning of time till today that God knows, knew, and will know, and we surrender to that, what does that mean? That well, it's not our deal, and it's not about us.
God is sovereign, and he is in control, and he did allow it into my life, then it is for my best. Maybe it isn't the best, but he will use it for our best.
Healing will happen.
Only God can do that.
Maybe not this side of heaven, of eternity. Might not be till afterwards, but we pray for that.
And so we're dealing with that, and we're on the healing end of my son Sam's. He has ulcerative colitis that he got in his senior year in high school.
Our Sam has been such an example to us.
Was okay until he got to college, and it really progressed rapidly to being quite serious.
I think in some ways God was preparing us, maybe even through him.
That's harder for me to deal with as a mother, really, than probably my cancer has been.
To watch the Lord work in his life through a series of loss, to grow him into a man of perseverance, a godly, patient, long-suffering, Job-like little character.
Sometimes, like, God is silent. And sometimes you don't get the feeling of God being there. You're just grasping. You just want him to feel it. Well, you can go to his word, and when you don't feel it, you can stand on his word and know that it's true, that he's there.